Well, good morning, all. I would like to call this meeting to order and welcome everyone, all members of council this morning. Also to our staff that will provide us facts and information that we can make decisions in the best interests of the corporation of ACW and all of our residents, full-time residents, and also part-time. Welcome also to our summer students that are joining us this morning, and our planner, Megan Tid-Hernick. To all members of the public, welcome, and to the media who may be joining us this morning. I would like to indicate that meetings of council are live streamed with the live streaming and virtual participation of meetings policy. Do any members of council have a pecuniary interest to indicate at this time of any agenda item that we have today? Councillor Snoblin, please.
Yes, item number 5.2, I've sent in a remission to the clerk on a conflict of interest.
Okay, thank you for that. Clerk, please.
Sorry, so I will just read out what Councillor Snoblin has declared. So for item 5.2, the agenda item with capital power, I, Anita Snoblin, have declared a potential pecuniary interest on the above noted agenda item for the following reason. My family owns farms and property that holds a lease contract with the company making the delegation and any potential motions that may arise from it. So I've received that notice and will file accordingly.
Thank you very much. Any additional conflicts of interest?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We do have the minutes from the 20th of May, and I would entertain a mover and a seconder for the adoption of these minutes, please. And that is Deputy Mayor Van Stone and Councillor Forrester, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council adopts the May 20th, 2025 council meeting minutes as written. Are there any questions on these minutes? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion? And that is carried. Thank you. Open forum is an opportunity for any members of the public to make any comments that they would care to regarding any agenda item that we have before us this morning. Are there any members of the public that would like to make any comments at this time? And seeing none, I thank you for that. We had a delegation from Don McLeod regarding TAPMO, and I do not believe Mr. McLeod is in attendance this morning. So we will move on to 5.2, and that is the capital power presentation. And we would like to welcome virtually Chris Sutherland, the Director of Commercial Management, to address council this morning. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. Hi, everybody. Thank you for allowing me to address you today. My name is Chris Sutherland. I'm the VP of Commercial for Capital Power, represent our assets here in Ontario. I'll provide a few comments and then I'm available for questions. It's been about a year since I was here regarding a contract extension to the K1 wind farm, and there has been a lot that's happened since then. When we first addressed the issue, there was no ISO procurement to extend contracts. And so ourselves and a few other suppliers with expiring contracts approached the ISO looking for an extension. At the time, conversations with government and ISO started with a requirement to receive municipal support before they would even entertain a contract extension. It was at this point that we reached out for your support. A lot has changed since then. Instead of granting contract extension, the ISO launched a competitive procurement for all contracts expiring between 2026 and the first half of 2029. The RFP was based on a competitive process to be granted a 5-year contract extension at a price determined through the competitive bid process. And to participate in the RFP, municipal support was not a requirement. When Capital Power submitted our bid, we made the assumption that we would include a community benefits agreement nonetheless, as we committed to doing so when we spoke last year. We are happy to announce that we were successful in the procurement and received a 5-year extension from May of 2026 until April of 2031 for 37.8 megawatts of energy capacity. So with that, I am pleased to offer the community an annual benefit of $1,325 per megawatt, to be increased by 20% of inflation annually during the term of the MT2 contract, and that is the same rate that the contract will be increased by. And so this amount equates to $50,085 annually. And to use a structure for this agreement, we consulted with the CAO and determined that the existing agreement with K2 that's available in the public domain would serve as an appropriate agreement structure. And we leveraged that to come up with a benefits agreement. So with that, are there any questions?
Thank you very much, Chris, for your comments and presentation on that. Do we have any questions or comments from any members of council? And I will go first to Councillor Miltenberg, please.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for the explanation because I did see the agenda item and I was confused about the bid part. I also want to say thank you for increasing it by the 20%, which is what you're going to get. I mean, that was great. And good work to the CAO to get this nailed out. I'm in favor of this. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those comments. Any additional comments, council? Seeing none, and on behalf of all of council, thank you very much, Chris, for this agreement that you are presenting to us today. We sincerely appreciate it, and I know all residents of our municipality do also. So thank you very much for that, and we wish you all the best.
And thank you. We appreciate your support.
Yeah, you've got it. Okay, with that, I will ask for show of hands from council if we are in support of this agreement, and we'll adopt that, consider adopting that in Section 18 as a bylaw. And that is supported by council. Thank you very much, and thanks again, Chris.
Thank you.
Pleasure doing business with you. We have nothing under Treasury this morning. In our planning department, Bill 17 is the Protect Ontario by Building Faster and Smarter Act of 2025 with the proposed changes. This is for information purposes. Are there any questions or comments on this? Councillor Hickey, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Question, if I can, to Megan, if she's available for that.
Yes, please.
Okay. Through you, Mr. Mayor, the streamlined planning approval for schools. It says kindergarten to grade 12 public schools and accessory uses such as associated child care to be permitted as of right. Can you explain the as of right? On municipal land zoned for residential uses. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Welcome, Megan.
Good morning. So as of right would be you don't need any planning applications, no zoning bylaw amendments, no minor variances. It would just be built. Oh,
Okay.
Sorry, I would just maybe
Additionally,
define as of
please.
right.
yeah. And I guess that is kind of the definition is that you wouldn't need any planning applications. So if someone came in with an application, a building permit to develop a school, you wouldn't have to go through any planning applications for that.
Okay, thank you for that. Follow up, please.
Follow up.
Clarification?
So, sorry. So does that kind of go into our issue we had a year or two ago in the township with the Amish schools? Would this fall into that?
Thank you for that. Megan, please.
So my understanding is that no, this is in the urban lands and zoned for residential, whereas our concerns were happening in the agricultural area. So it would not apply to our Amish group.
Okay, thank you for that. You're good at that? Perfect. Thank you. Any additional questions? Councillor Miltenberg, please.
Yeah, a question to Megan through you, Mr. Mayor, about the complete application requirements. So the proposed regulation could limit the scope of permitted studies and proposes to exclude sun, shadow, wind, urban design, and lighting reports. And further, it goes on, the minister has to sign off. My concern with this is the lighting problems that are really obvious in, yeah, you're smiling. You know what I'm going to say about greenhouses. And you know what I'm thinking, so go ahead and speak to it.
Okay, thanks for that question. Megan, please.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a concern. But if this is a provincial direction, then we may not be able to ask for those types of studies any longer.
Okay, thank you for that. Follow up, please.
Yeah, so the issue I'm talking about is the lighting from greenhouses that are a real problem in Kings County or King something, Kingsville and Leamington. And they spoke about Municipal Ag Forum like 6 or 7 years ago. It's a real issue, and this is going to affect that. Okay, I think that's a huge problem. Just let's put it on the record. That is a mistake by the province, and I'm happy to say that. The second part of that was the minister has to sign off for official plan amendments. Do we see that as more red tape as opposed to less? Because that's what it sounds like. And if they're trying to cut red tape, I don't quite understand that.
Thank you for that. Megan, please.
It could end up being a longer process if the minister is also looking at each, local official plan amendment. So that's a fair comment, but I'm not sure how that will logistically play out with the ACW. But it could prolong the process of approvals.
Okay, so this is a comment more because as a staff, I'm pretty sure you can't answer this, but this looks like something that was done with urban areas in mind. It could really mess up the rural ones, and I'm not impressed with the province right now. And I think this is problematic and it's going to be. So thank you for telling us about it, but that's all you can do, right? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Any additional questions or comments of Megan? Seeing none, thank you very much, Megan, for responding to those queries, and this is for information purposes. We have nothing under the building department today. We do under administration of the Lucknow Recreation, and that is the appointment of summer students for the Lucknow and District Joint Recreation Department. And I will ask for a show of hands if we are in support of this to consider this in Section 18 as a bylaw. And that is supported by council. Thank you very much. Again, nothing under water drainage, public works. Thank you very much, Tom, for your report and your great work that yourself and your staff do. It is for information purposes. Are there any questions or comments from any members of council? And I'll go first to Deputy Mayor, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is through to Tom. I was talking to one of our former employees, and we got talking about training because you have down in here that you're going to look into some training. He said that he wasn't really in favor of going away to training because most of it is sitting at a desk and they tell you all this stuff, but it's not hands-on. He said that he would far sooner see and have been taught hands-on, like bring somebody here, put them in a grader and show these guys how to run a grader. So I'm just relaying that on so that you can look at it and make a decision before you send somebody away. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Tom, any comment at all?
So I did get a quote to have someone come in for a week. We're looking at it. It's I've asked for a variety of different options, so it's ongoing. Thanks.
Thank you very much for that. Councilor Milford, please.
You haven't mentioned it on this, but I've saw it today and I'm getting lots of questions about it. And it's about the grass cutting, which great. They've already started on Tower Line. It doesn't matter what. Some people think it's too often. Some people think it's not enough. Can you just tell me what we actually do so I have the correct response when I get all these varying comments?
Okay, thank you for that. Tom, please.
So as you said, the mower's out now. We might cut it once or twice before August, and then we have Vandreels cut it in August to the fence line.
So, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
So
Please.
we do it in-house once, possibly twice, depending on the grass and the schedule. And then outside contractor will come sometime in August, do it for the final cut, everything. And that's what it is. It is what it is, right?
Yeah, so we have 2 mowers and we'll go around and trim. And if someone's got a concern about sight lines at an intersection, say, we might go back an additional time. If anyone has received any notes about grass cutting, if they forward it to me, we can ensure that it gets completed.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I think that's key. If any members of the public have any questions or comments, if they contact Tom, he'll be able to address them. Please follow up, Councillor Miltenberg.
Oh, I was just going to make a comment about the notes that they don't actually write it down. They see me places and tell me things, and I say, contact Tom. I was just looking for an answer of what actually do we do so I can explain it. And if they have further concerns, feel free.
Okay, thank you for that. CAO, please.
Just to clarify Tom's comments, when we do the rounds, we only do maybe 1 or 2. We don't go into the fence corners. That other contractor does the fence corner. We only do 1, 2 rounds maybe?
Thank you for that, Tom, please.
Yeah, it depends on the weather. If it's like a drought summer, we might do it less, right? So.
Okay, thank you for that, and thank you for the great work that you're doing on the roads and throughout the municipality. Council have any committee reports that they would care to share at this time, please? Councillor Blake first.
Yeah, thank you. Just a quick update from the Ben Miller Hall Committee. Their annual beef dinner is this Thursday, June 5th. And along with that's going to be a silent auction, sorry. And all the proceeds are going to the playground fundraiser that they're currently doing. They also have a fully booked mini barn quilt workshop on June 7th. And they just wrapped up an ice cream fundraiser. 441 tubs and Sunday cups of ice cream sold. Thank you.
Well, that's awesome. They certainly do great work. And as you commented, the block party is this Saturday, June 7th from 10 till 2, 50/50 tickets, live magic show, games, face painting for the youth, and touch the truck. Bake sale and snacks are available at 11:30, pie auction. So awesome. They do great work. Councillor Miltenberg, please.
Yeah, I actually had a busy couple of weeks, but all of them should have minutes eventually if you have questions, but I did attend the Lucknow Joint Rec, the short-term rentals, the economic development, the St. Helens, and the one I'd like to speak to is the Huron County training on strong mayor. Once again, my comments about the province are ones that I can make because I'm elected. They have really overstepped what they should have done in a rural area with the strong mayor. It was really fascinating to learn how absolutely helpless we are in it all. And thank you to the Huron County for the clerks or whoever did for arranging that. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. Anything additional as far as committee reports? Last Friday, I did attend a meeting at the Listowel Hospital between the Wingham Listowel Hospitals Alliance and Huron Health Systems, and it was to discuss the future of healthcare in our area and also any efficiencies that we can gain and any anything that we can do to better serve our residents throughout our catchment areas. The healthcare system is and has been and will be under great financial pressures from the province, and we need to seek any efficiencies we can, and to work together, probably more than we have in the past. I did make a comment about how thankful that all of our residents are with the chemotherapy that is available at the Wingham site, that residents from our area do not always have to travel to London for that. And those types of practices in our respective hospitals, we don't all need to do the same thing. And to eliminate duplication, however, one hospital can be the site of a particular treatment for our entire area. And it was a very worthwhile meeting. The Mayor of Huron-Kinloss, South Bruce, the Reeve from North Huron were also in attendance at that, as was the Mayor of Listowel. And so anything we can do to work together for our residents is certainly beneficial. So I did want to share that. Anything else additionally from anyone? Councillor Miltenberg, please.
I should have mentioned that the St. Helens, their fish fry is June 14th. I am unclear if there are tickets left, but you can reach out to Barb Snowden if you haven't got your tickets and you want them. I'm not sure if there's any left, but it is June 14th. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Is there any new business that anyone would like to bring up for a future meeting at this time? Seeing none, we have no correspondence for direction or 4 items for information purposes that anyone can read. As far as unfinished business, AMOs from the 17th to the 20th of August. We do have just 2 bylaws this morning, and the first will be for the appointment of summer students for the Lucknow Recreation Board. Is it okay to go around the room with everyone. And so the first would be moved by Deputy Mayor Vanstone, seconded by Councillor Snoblin, that leave be given to introduce bylaw number 33-2025, being a bylaw to appoint summer student positions for the Lucknow District Recreation Board, and that it now be read severally, a first, second, and third time, and finally pass this 3rd day of June 2025. All in favor of the motion? And that is carried. The second bylaw would be for the Community Benefits Fund. That would be moved by Councillor Hickey, seconded by Councillor Miltenberg, that leave be given to introduce bylaw number 34-2025, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of Community Benefits Fund agreement between the CP Renewable Energy Kingsbridge LP and the Township of Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh, and then it now be read severally, a first, second, and third time, and finally pass this 3rd day of June 2025. All in favor of the motion? And that is carried. I thank you. We do have a closed session today, and so it would be moved by Councillor Forrester, seconded by Councillor Blake, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council move into a closed session in accordance with Section 239 in brackets 2 and brackets C of the Municipal Act, with the CAO, the clerk, and the Public Works Superintendent remaining in attendance at 9:20 a.m. for the purpose of discussing a proposed or pending acquisition by the municipality, that being a public ownership of a private road. All in favor of this motion is read. And that is carried. I thank you very much to all members of the public that are joining us this morning, and we will take a break and resume at 9:26 to provide our clerk the opportunity to secure our meeting. Thank you very much, and have a great day all, and enjoy this wonderful summer's day. Okay, we're back in our open session, and I will call on our clerk for reporting out of the closed session, please.
Council received a delegation from the Hunters Beach Lakeshore community on May 20th, 2025, requesting 3 items of council. That council proceed with the process to expropriate Market Road under the Expropriations Act. That council designate the existing right-of-way a fire route under the Fire Protection and Prevention Act. And finally, that council administer Market Road under the Road Access Act. Council defeated a motion to reconsider the decision to proceed with expropriation of Market Road. Further, council will not designate the right-of-way as a fire route under the Fire Protection and Prevention Act. Council will further not claim to administer Market Road under the Road Access Act.
Thank you very much for that. Our confirmatory bylaw would be moved by Councillor Hickey, seconded by Councillor Miltenberg. The leave be given to introduce bylaw number 35-2025, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Township of Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Council meeting held on June 3rd, 2025, and then it now be read severally, a first, second, and third time, and passed this 3rd day of June 2025. All in favor of the motion? And that is carried. And a motion by Councillor Forster, seconded by Councillor Blake, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council does now adjourn to meet again on June 17th, 2025 at 9 a.m. or at the call of the mayor. All in favor of this motion? And that is carried. Thank you very much. The meeting is now adjourned. Enjoy the rest of the beautiful day.